Welcome to the Plant-Based Podcast. Did you know that plants are truly amazing? Not only can you grow them and eat them, you can also wear them, drink them, nourish your skin with them, and so much more. Let Ellen and Michael inspire you to love plants as much as they do, as they chat with the movers and shakers in this wonderful plant-based world. So, let's dig in.
Transform your garden the easy way with sponsors of Series 20 of the podcast, Garden on a Roll. It's the perfect solution for beautiful, ready-made garden borders. If you love the look of professionally designed planting, but don't have the time, knowledge, or patience to plan it yourself, Garden on a Roll has you covered. Each border is expertly designed by award-winning garden designer Antony Henn and delivered with a simple, pre-planned, biodegradable template you can roll out and plant in one go. No guesswork, no stress, just follow the instructions and enjoy the results. Whether you're refreshing a tired space or starting from scratch, you'll get a cohesive, seasonal design that works with plants chosen to thrive together and look great all year round. Choose your style and size, and everything you need is delivered to your door. It's planting by numbers. Visit Garden on a Roll today and bring your outdoor space to life.
Hey guys, how you doing? We've got a really special episode this week because we're talking to our sponsors of this 20th series, Garden on a Roll. And we've got Antony Henn here today, and he is a modern day icon in the gardening world, I would say, because not only has he invented one of the most innovative products the UK has seen for a long time, but he also has an amazing history in horticulture as well. So welcome to our special edition of the podcast, Antony.
Thank you. Lovely to be here. I'm not sure if you were talking about me there for a moment, but I was quite chuffed by that. Keep going. Keep going.
I'm so impressed. Modern day icon on the podcast. What
you know what? I was just about to do my new business cards, and I think I might just have Antony Henn, modern day horticultural icon, if it fit in. Would be
Love
great.
It.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
No worries.
Well, welcome to the podcast, like Michael said. And, thank you so much for sponsoring the podcast as well. We really enjoy working with you.
Definitely.
And I'm just interested in this modern day horticultural person that we're chatting to here. Can you tell us, Anthony, where it all started for you? Have you always been into horticulture?
Well, actually, to be honest, as a boy, we were brought up on a garden centre in Hatfield, Hertfordshire.
Yeah. Oh, how cool.
Yeah, my mother's Dutch, so it was the Dutch Nursery at the time. It still is. My father being German, but in the sort of 60s when it was started, maybe the German nursery wasn't quite so good at the time. Because people had still a lot of hang-ups about what went on. So anyway, weird little stories my dad's got of people coming in, and he didn't pretend he was Dutch, but he had a kind of German accent. But he wouldn't necessarily say he was German straight away because there were still weird things, people, understandably. So basically, it's the Dutch. We were brought up on site with my 5 siblings, or 6 of us altogether, plus the parents. And I was more interested in animals, actually, frogs, snakes. I wasn't allowed to keep snakes. My father was scared of them, but that made me want them more. So I was kind of really interested in wildlife, animals. Gardening, not really until I was encouraged to, not forced, I can't say that, but encouraged to work there weekends on the garden centre when I was about 14, 15. And then gradually the tables turned, and I kind of, once I started learning a few names, seeing things grow, then of course nature, animals, plants, it's all kind of the same kind of love. And then it kind of switched 15 onwards, suddenly getting mad, passionately keen on plants, gardens, design, everything. Yeah.
Can I just say how incredible it sounds to grow up in that environment with 5 siblings? How wonderful.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of it's a little bit like the Waltons in some respects, if you remember what that was. We didn't get on quite as well as we didn't get on quite as well as the Waltons, but it was that kind of
attendees. This is a reminder: the exhibitors will be allowed on the show floor at 8:45.
Oh, you're in America. You are in America.
Apologies for that.
that proves you're in Miami. As I thought you were just making that up, but obviously not.
Slight interlude there.
That's
Sorry,
good though.
Real
life.
They're being very strict here with like buyers are having an opportunity to look around the show floor before the exhibitors come in. But they've said like exhibitors will be penalised if they stay on their stands.
Really?
Very, very hard line. It's amazing. Yeah, like in UK. In UK, like in a trade show, we usually flirt our way in and kind of like, well, I certainly do. It's like I tried to get in at 7:30 this morning. They're having none of it, honestly.
Really? Did you use the line, "Do you know who I am"? I use that a lot. It doesn't get me anywhere either, actually.
Sorry, Anthony. Anthony's quite easy to waylay, by the way, Ellen, and I've done it to us already. So, but can I just ask, like, growing up on a nursery with plants, because I grew up loving plants, but my family weren't running a nursery, so I had a degree of embarrassment because plants were not cool. But how was it for you at that age? Because plants weren't cool then. Were you quite upfront about it, or how was it?
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. I guess it wasn't really a thing at all at school. I did not talk about it particularly, but when friends came around to our house, of course they think, "My God, you live here? This is incredible!" All this space and running about the garden centre and the house is on the garden centre. So they kind of thought we were I don't know what they thought of us actually, but they thought it was very strange, but very unreal because most people, went to school in Stevenage and all comprehensive. Most people living in the normal kind of houses in Stevenage, they come to our place and think, "My God, what's this?" So for that respect, so it wasn't really about the plant. Did I talk about it too much at school? Probably not. But gradually from 15 onwards, and when I left school, in those days you left school at 15, and it was a joy, like leaving school, fantastic. And I literally walked out of my house, walked 100 yards, and I was at work. It's like it's like really. It was really great. Because at that stage, it was quite early stage garden centre. So that was, what was that, late 70s, I guess, late 70s. It was very much more of a nursery. And then as my brothers and we all kind of ended up kind of working there at some point all together, which is a bit strange. And we kind of all built the business up together through the 80s in a way, with my father taking less and less of a front seat. And then I decided to go to Holland, worked in Holland for a couple of years, which was a great experience when I was 21, I think. So working on an actual proper nursery, digging up, potting up, bagging up, loading lorries, just one of the guys. And that was a really brilliant time for me. And that cemented my love of growing. So I've done the kind of the retail, the growing, all elements. And then garden design came about later in the 80s. Which was another, so I won't go too much to the 80s and 90s now. That's the early part anyway, covered.
I want to know about the 80s and 90s. Hang on.
Yeah, I can keep going if you want.
Keep going.
So came back from Holland. I thought then used a lot of the stuff I'd learned there to start getting more unusual plants at the garden centre, because plants was my thing. I wasn't really interested so much in all the other accessories. I like dealing with people, serving customers. But then I always was interested in garden design, seeing garden plans that people brought. I loved seeing garden design plans, and I really wanted to, because I was doing already bits of gardening for people I knew and friends and family. So then did a garden design course late 80s, and then start realizing that there was so many family members in a business, this was going to be a nightmare in 20 years' time. So I needed to be independent, have my own income. And if we all fell out, I could say, "Bye, guys, I'm fine. You carry on." Luckily, we haven't. But so late 80s, early 90s, set up Gardens for Life, a garden design business, and started doing garden design. Then started employing too many people, always a bad idea. And then eventually honed down the model. So we just do garden design. Other people do the landscaping. We do the planting. Lovely, fun. Loved it. Still involved in the garden centre as a kind of director point of view, but then always distracted. That wasn't good enough. I then Is it all right if I just ramble on, by the way? Are you happy?
Oh,
with
Yeah.
Very happy.
It's
Yeah.
fine. We just put our feet up and get a coffee. This is no problem.
Stop me if it's getting boring. But so I kind of got the retail garden centre happening. I was doing my garden design, had a studio at the garden centre, been to Holland, and then my sister got married, and we had hired a video camera. This was like 88, I think, something like that. She hired a video camera. We did some video, and it was spare for the next day. So I said, why don't we do a little video around the garden centre? So my brother held a camera, and I just walked around. I had a rusty tin can as a microphone, and I was just like ironically chatting to customers and staff about and it was actually quite funny. And I thought, this is great. I love doing this. People were saying, you're really good at doing that sort of thing. So then I got obsessed with going on doing TV gardening. I thought, this is great. I'd love to do that. It'd be brilliant. So I kind of bullied and busked and kept hassling and haranguing people to eventually get on. Basically, the BBC came into the Dutch and looked for plants for a filming project they were doing in Mill Hill. And I said, look, I'll bring them. Let me bring them. It was ITV, actually. I think it was the Gardening Roadshow. Hopefully nobody's listening involved with that show because it was awful. However, they were filming at a nunnery in Mill Hill. I said, I'll bring the plants. So I went along there, brought the plants and met the guys, and they were sort of struggling with digging. I said, look, I've got some spades in the van. Shall I dig the holes for you? Basically, I kind of stayed there for the day doing stuff. And they said, look, while you're here, do you want to just put that plant in and just say what you're doing? And I said, okay, fine. So I did it, left there thinking this was good. They called me back, said, do you want to come next time? We're doing another show in South London with, I think it was Roddy Llewellyn at the time, and a couple of other people, Jenny Barnett. So then I started getting, and I was their kind of guest gardening person on that ITV show. I think that was early 90s. Wow. I mean, terrible show, but great fun. I mean, I enjoyed doing it. And then it kind of led on to Gardener's World was the big one, obviously, to get on. So I sent videos, wrote to Catalyst TV, knocked on the door. No. The disappointment letters up. I've still got them in a box, actually, of all they're brilliant, brilliant letters of disappointment. I remember the feeling when I got them, opened the letter up, exciting. Thank you, Antony, for your video. Unfortunately, wouldn't consider having you on Gardener's World at this stage. It's like, oh my God, no, please don't say that to me. However, I didn't give up. Eventually got on a week in Holland with Gardener's World and did another Gardener's World in the mid-90s. Again, being a bit, I won't say cocky, I wasn't really cocky, but I had kind of ambitions above my station in a way. Because I thought
it's good to have ambition, dude.
Yeah, I thought I could do this. There's nobody. I wasn't actually young then, but I sort of felt like I was quite young compared to everybody else doing it. And I had this ambition. I could definitely do this. I'd love to do this. I wasn't great at scripts, by the way. So don't give me any scripts in the future. I'm much better on the hoof with no script, just talking to people. And I managed to go to Holland for a week with the BBC crew, which I won't even bore you with the stories of that trip. That was funny when I look back. I did some more BBC stuff, but I wasn't really the face for that show. I was a bit too informal, I think, to be perfectly honest. And then that led on to somebody else called me who used to be working on the show, and then did some stuff for Yorkshire TV. So basically on and off through the 90s and early 2000s, I did actually quite a lot of TV stuff around, which was really, really brilliant. I love doing it.
I love doing it. That's so awesome. I love how you've really just told a story of where kind of like all the video and kind of TV stuff began. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, back then it was, I just hired a video camera or something to film a wedding or whatever, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was because I'm a bit informal as a person, and they're all a bit serious. They were kind of on the way.
We can't see it. We can't see it.
No, like the Holland trip, I shouldn't really say. Some people are probably listening who are working on that show. So I sort of basically busked them into believing I was the expert on the whole of the horticultural industry in Holland. I think Michael's probably more of an expert than I am, even though I'm half Dutch. Anyway, in the mid-90s, they kind of believed me, and I kind of vaguely knew what was going on. And they gave me loads of scripts to read, and I was a bit cocky. I didn't really read through too much until I got there, and I looked at the scripts. And I thought, "Oh my God, hang on a minute! I've got to go. I've got to go Kokenhof tomorrow, and I've got to. Oh my God, these scripts! There's huge numbers, words. 3 million people visiting Kokenhof a year. There are 40,000 nurseries planting 16,000 bulbs, with 4,000. It's like too many numbers for me. And I was reading through it, getting nervous. Before, hardly slept the night. Next morning, got the coach there." To Coconut, or the van with the guys, and I got there, and it was a bit like Sermon on the Mount. As soon as the camera started, they mic'd me up and said, "Right, Anthony, go." I was trying to remember my lines. People were gathering on the hill because there was, the great prophet was about to speak. There was like people gathering. I could see the cameras. I was getting more nervous. I was trying to remember my lines. I don't know if Michael, you probably haven't had this pain. I could feel my pain for a moment. I got an earpiece. I see them looking at. They're saying, "Anthony, can you move your microphone? We can hear your heart beating through your chest." Honestly, there was hundreds of people watching. I thought, why don't you just tell me? Give me a microphone and just get me to talk to people. Let me talk about the bulbs, the plants. Don't give me all the facts. Anyway, we did 5 days of it. It all worked out fine. It was on the TV. Everybody said it was great. They don't know the pain that went behind it. And then I thought, all I really want to do in the future is do videos for myself, what I do in my day-to-day life, no scripts, just talking about plants, gardens, meet people. And I thought the other day, hang on a minute, that's what I'm doing now. The miracle has happened 20 years later. It's like, nobody telling me the way to things to say, what to do, even though it was a great experience. I did loads of other great things, I must say, for various channels, which I'll tell you later another time. But it made me meet loads of people, visit loads of gardens. All the stuff I love doing was happening in those sort of, so 8 or 10 years, while running my garden design business, while trying to coordinate stuff at the garden centre. This is all before Garden on a Roll, so it's been a long life, hasn't it, when I think back? My God, it was we're only up to the 2000s already. Still another 25 years to go.
I know, like this, you've had a really full horticultural media kind of life already. You're like the OG. I love that.
Got to write a book. Man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pain there, though. There's so much pain in there as well, I'll tell you, and disappointment, and like, oh my God, not another kick in the teeth. But I look back and I think actually they were kind of, they're great stories. The book
it looks to me like resilience. That's all
it
I
is
see.
Resilience, and I kind of believed in myself, but other people didn't necessarily believe in me. But I've foolishly had enough faith in myself and my family.
I think that's a really good lesson for listeners and people out there who really want to achieve something, whether it's media, horticulture, or anything else. That you do get a million knockbacks when you put yourself out there, but you keep going and you find your place within it, like what you're doing now, and you have to do all of these things to work out what you do enjoy and what you don't enjoy and what you are good at and what you're not so good at,
Well, I kind of feel there's a lot of things about young people at the moment can't get work, applying for 1,000 jobs, and I like people who walk into my nursery. They got a firm handshake. Say, "Have you got any work? I like you. You've got a firm handshake. You're friendly. You're nice. Start tomorrow." I'd advise anybody, whatever you're doing, actually. Yes, you can send emails. You can send your job, your results from your exams, your whatever. If you want to work in an industry, just meet people, chat to them, do free work. I'll work free for a month. Let me make the tea. Do anything. I want to work in film or fashion. Get in there, get your foot in the door, be nice, friendly, easygoing, hard-working. People I don't want to put people off going to uni. People are often not going to be looking at their results. They're looking at the person they meet in front of them. And they're the people I have in my team now, are people I've just met, and I like them. I can, I have never asked any of them for any more than just, give me a week and see how you get on,
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So tell us now, we've had this incredible history.
Yeah, Garden on a Roll.
Tell us about Garden on a Roll.
Yeah, please.
Oh, well, let me get, where were we then? So the garden centre is still going in the background. The TV stuff was great fun. Up to I think 2004. I did the last one for West Country TV. I did a lovely series going and visiting gardens, chatting to people. Brilliant. Not too many scripts because Rebecca Power was my co-host and she was really good at scripts, but I was better at plants and maybe talking to people. But anyway, we both had our thing. So that was great. And then I was still doing garden designing, building and creating beautiful gardens. And I was asked to help school kids. My dad always used to not want to do public speaking or kind of anything too. He was quite a shy kind of guy. And a friend of mine always said at the time, he said, always say yes to everything. Never say no. You know, if somebody asks you to say, yeah, okay, great. Likewise, when I first started, actually, even before what I told you right now, even when I was early on, I was too shy to stand in front of people, talk. But my dad was asked to do a talk for a local old gardening club. He said no.
Yeah.
Just about that time, my mate said say yes to everything. Sorry, we're going back 20 years now. I did it because I didn't want to, but I forced myself to do a slideshow about my time in Holland, actually. And it was 20, 30 people. They were nervous as hell, hated it. Actually, halfway through, then at the end, I thought, this is okay. From then, I did more talks, hence I got more confidence. Then I started doing them, and I did the video. Anyway, fast forward to beginning of the 2005. Is that the right way of saying it? I can't even think how to say it. 2010, yeah. Anyway, so I was doing my garden design and all the rest of it. It was all going well. Yeah, somebody asked me to help a school in North London. Could I help some kids plant a border? And as always, I said, yeah, I didn't have time. I said, yeah, I'll do it. Fine. So I thought, how am I going to organise? There's about 50 kids. So how am I going to do that? It's going to be it's going to be a riot. How am I going to cope with that? I said, okay. So there's a bit of wallpaper roll on the floor. So I rolled out the paper, stood these plants on a roll of wallpaper, got the design right on the roll, did a little cross with a pen, put ABC. I thought, and put ABC on the plant. Okay, that'll be handy. So at least when they get there, they can all grab an ABC. We can roll out the wall, put it. So okay, great, let's do that. So I went to the garden, went to the school, worked like a dream. Yeah, pulled the paper away. We planted the stuff in. And then, as always, I've got so many things on my head, but I thought, now I've got a new little project in my head that I couldn't get out of my head. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if I could use my love and knowledge of plants in a similar way, or, in a bigger way, that I could box up my love and knowledge and give it to other people, like those kids. So at the same time, my uncle, my Dutch uncle, was selling biodegradable paper around Europe to plant lettuce through as a mulch paper, it was called. So I thought, hang on a minute, if I could print on the paper, oh, it's interesting. So then I spent another couple of years rummaging through old sheds in his nursery, trying to find the paper, trying to print on it. It was black, that wasn't ideal. Then trying to get another paper manufacturer in the UK who could produce biodegradable paper. Yeah. How to print on it. It's like, then I tried out a few friends and family with hand-drawn circles and literally hand-drawn roll. And then, then I kind of managed to get a printer who could print on the roll. Then went to various shows, did some videos and photos. But this was 2010, I think. 2010, 12, something like that. Yeah. And then basically, while doing garden design, while half sort of helping the garden centre, while doing numerous other things, I was trying to get this idea off there. Everybody I spoke to said, great idea, literally without fail. And then that's been the ongoing. So the first 4 or 5 years as a part, I'm going to shows, busking it, telling people, showing people, perfecting the rolls, the designs. Then they had to box it up. A website. How do you go? I didn't even know really what a website was. I don't think then. Yeah. One of the first kind of online in a way. And even though I'm very untechnical and I'm totally not a person who maybe should have started an online business, because it's so alien from my normal thing. But somehow I knew that was the way forward. It had to be online only. And it was before the big rush of online buying in a way. People weren't buying plants, I don't think, then. So again, it's kind of could see into the future. So basically we spent five or 6 years as a very part-time thing, busking and selling, trying to get the system going. And then gradually, bit by bit, we met Homebase at a show. They said we must have this as a product. And that kind of kicked us off in maybe 2014. So we were available on their website. So we started selling through us, but via Homebase and our own website. And gradually, we've now got rid of all our big companies. We're now working just purely with ourselves. And now we're kind of a nice, again, a lot of away from home, a lot of not seeing the kids grow up, a lot of my poor wife doing everything on her own as I'm at shows or trying to water a plant, doing way too many things as always. But now, when I position now, I'm thinking all that work is actually paid off now because it's fun. It's not stressful. The guys are fantastic. We're doing great things. We're getting help. I think we're helping a lot of people get to know nature, planting for the first time successfully.
It is such a great idea, and I love how it kind of is planting by numbers,
Yeah.
There's so many people who have a garden and they just say, oh, we would love it to look nice. We'd love to grow plants, but we just don't know what to grow. We simply don't know what to grow. It's like we need someone to come and tell us, but also we can't necessarily afford a landscape designer.
Yeah, such a good in between, isn't it?
Yeah. And is that the kind of audience that you were trying to target?
Yeah, in a way, because in my view, a lot of landscapers, I don't mean this rudely to any landscapers listening, but it's a lot of gardeners doing gardening who, to be honest, don't really know their plants. Let's face it, probably 70% can cut and mow. And do they know their plants? Probably not. So there's a market there. The landscapers, brilliant at building gardens. Do they know about planting? No, 50% maybe no. So they either work from a plan and plant that way. But my main vision was really for the new homeowner. So people who aren't going to go to Chelsea, they're not interested in plants or gardens, but they've ended up with an empty canvas. And they are thinking, what on earth are we going to do with this? They've got no idea. I've seen them coming into our garden centre and loading up trolleys of inappropriate. They're getting digitalis. They think it flowers all summer. No foxglove or flower month, and it's going to be dead after it's flowered. Or they're buying everything's flowering. They're not thinking about late summer, autumn, which you're not going to pick up necessarily an Alchemilla mollis in March, but it looks terrible. But in July, it's amazing. So it was really aimed at the new home market, to be honest. But it's gone in so many different directions that our demographic is not really any set demographic. Big houses, small. Sometimes people do an entire garden with our, like £2 or £3 £1,000 orders. Wow. Yeah, honestly, they're getting bigger orders all the time. Because I think, again, if I was charging as a garden designer to do a planting plan, I think on average it's £30 to £50 a square metre to get a plan. Yeah. So if you've got a 10-metre border, a metre wide, that is, it's going to be £300-400 for just the plan. Whereas double that, you get the plan, the plants, the delivery, and so it's kind of it feels a niche. And the most important thing is it gets people together doing it as a family planting. If I did it for somebody, they're going to look at it and say, it looks nice, but they're not going to feel part of it. Yeah. If Michael, if you plant it for somebody or do something, they like it, but if they do it themselves, they have a different attachment.
100%, yeah, definitely. And how many different designs or kind of layouts do you have in the range?
Yeah, well, we've got we start at the widths first will come for 40 centimeters wide, which is way too narrow, but I didn't want to do it, but people buy them and they like them. They don't want to take up too much space or for troughs. So 40 centimeters, 60.
But narrow's okay. A lot of narrow borders in small gardens.
Yeah, really exactly right. And we sell a lot of them. So it's 40, 60, 90 wide, 3 foot, 120, 4 foot, 150, 5 foot. We now do a 2 meter wide one, which people are buying, and they go from 2 meters long up to 10 meters long. So our biggest one will be a 10 meter by 2 meter wide. And the styles, we've got shady, sunny, Mediterranean, cottage style, bee and butterfly, which is more hot and vibrant colours. Cottage is more pastel shades. So we can increase and decrease the range. We had a very large range, but we find if we stick it to about 6, it's kind of easier to choose. Otherwise, there's too much choice. We've got loads of ideas for new border styles as well for the coming couple of years.
So if I was to order a 60 centimeters by, I don't know, a mid range,
like 5 meters long,
like 5 meters long for a shady border, what kind of plants might I get with my garden on a roll?
Okay, so what I would do, because of the designs of the actual circles where they go, is stuff that it's the designs that I've worked on, so they work for all the different styles. The positioning of the plants is the same. So in other words, if I've got a big A at the beginning, which is at the back of the border for shade, it might be a hydrangea.
Yeah.
If it was a Mediterranean border, it might be a cistus.
Right.
So we don't have to change the actual layout of the designs, it just change the plants to fit. In the front, there might be ferns. There might be, for your shady border, Alchemilla mollis is great. The ferns, the Nandina. We have got one hosta variety, which I've squeezed in, even though a lot of people panic because of the slugs, but I love it so much. The heucheras and heucherellas, Fatsias for bigger plants, or cubas. We're starting to do less of those and more other things like Viburnum. Deutsche. So there's a lovely range of bigger plants along the back, every metre or metre and a half. Then we squeeze smaller flowering in between, because when I first did the designs, it looked a bit gappy, and I thought if I was going to get that border, I want to have a bit more in it. So we squeeze taller perennials between the shrubs. So at least for the first 3 or 4 years, you're getting full. And as the shrubs grow, maybe they will fade out. And then in the front, we scale down to lower at the front. So I love a shady border. The grasses, the golden carex, euonymus. But then we have to change all those if we're doing a pet friendly. I forgot to mention the pet friendly. The pet friendly shady border, you then can hardly have anything. Because if you look up what's poisonous to a dog or cat, it is not to be disrespectful to my clients, but it is nonsense. We've had a dog in our garden for years. They won't eat a foxglove. They're not going to eat a fatsia. They're not going to eat a bag full of orcuba leaves because they don't taste nice. They're not lavender's poisonous to dogs. Cats not dogs. They're clever. They're not going to eat a lavender anyway. So we then have to change the list. Because we have to be careful, obviously, because I can't say they're safe because they're technically not. And if people look them up, so it's a lot to think about, in other words. And then when I was just going
to say, I've had dogs, forever. And we've never, ever once, honestly, looked for a plant that's non-toxic. We've just always planted our gardens as we want them to be.
It's so true. So true. Having said that, we do charge a little bit more for the pet-friendly border. So if you can edit that bit out, that'd be great.
We don't edit anything, Tiger.
Sorry.
I'm only kidding. I know people love their little tibbles. They don't want it to cough or have a little sneeze. I understand.
So where can our listeners find you? So where can we find your awesome videos that you produce and your website? Where can people buy from you?
Thank you. Well, weirdly, you mentioned that. On Monday, our website crashed. We had no website for a day. It was like so stressful. It was I think it was the heat. The server had gone down. Whatever. We're back on now, luckily. And people waited and bought the next day. So it's gardenonarroll.com, basically. So quite simple. gardenonarroll.com. And on our website, there's videos, there's blogs, newsletters. We're trying to do also for all our customers a maintenance guide for their plants, so they can log on remotely, click on Penstem, see when it needs pruning. So we're trying to offer our customers not only we don't want to just sell them a plants and say goodbye. We like them sending us photos 6 months later. If something's died in the winter or next year, I'm not going to mess about. Let's just send. Even though you can tell maybe they planted it in a bad soil, when they send a video, we just replace. It's very rare actually, but we just if something's died, we just replace it. It's not worth messing about.
Well, it's really,
so we really try and guide and help people.
Care. That's.
I think. Do you know what? I think that's the most. I mean, last week. I drove, so we had a client, I'll tell you, honestly, we had 2 big orders went out, one to Manchester, I think, one to Norfolk. The pallets got mixed up, so the boxes were mixed up. We got these poor people lady in Norwich. She'd spent quite a lot of money, £800. Things were mixed up. We were trying to send her, tell her which, I said to the guy, I said, look, forget about it. Tell her I'm coming over. So I drove.
That's cool.
2.5 hours. It's quite good fun. So it's not just me being nice. It's actually quite good fun. So I drove there for 2.5 hours. Lovely lady. Had a lovely little granddaughter there. We were basically, I rejigged. We didn't use the rolls. I actually just designed this it was a very awkward wavy border between. I don't know why. It wasn't necessarily an ideal gardener roll. Empty bed. This was all mixed. So I spent 2 or 3 hours there replanting. She was happy. I left there. my day's gone, but happy customer. And, you can't have bad reviews. If you've got a bad review, for whatever reason, it generally only happens if the order's got turned upside down by a courier or whatever. It does happen, but it's a lot less than you'd imagine. And we don't want any bad anybody unhappy. We want everybody to be happy. If they're not, why not? Let's fix it,
Happy customers, happy gardeners.
Indeed.
Happy
Indeed.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, it's good fun. I love doing it. I love doing it.
Oh, I knew this would be a good chat with you, dude. Honestly, you are full of stories, and we really want to thank you again for sponsoring our series of the podcast as well. It's great to have brands like you involved. It's really, really an honor.
No, thank you for asking us, because what you're doing is amazing. Let's face it. We had a podcast, didn't we, together last year, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
when it was more about you rather than me. I don't want it all about me. You're the man. You are the icon. Actually, you're the icon, not me. What are you talking about? Look at you. I can see the photo on the screen. If you still look like that, Michael, you are an icon. I'll tell you.
That's a cute little apron picture, isn't it? I think
nice little apron. Very nice apron.
Yeah. Michael's on the screen with his little Mr. Plant Geek green apron on.
Yeah, but to be honest, just getting off subject, I think it's actually much harder what you've done in a way, because I was brought up in this industry and it kind of soaked through me. It's like all the way through. Whereas you didn't come from the industry, and your passion and your love of what you do has got you to this point, which is actually really admirable, I think.
Thank you.
You are doing great things, and you've done it from a base of no horticultural background. So well done, you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Well done, Michael. Well done.
Yeah, he's the one going to Miami. I'm not.
Cool.
Maybe next year. Let's do it together. That'd be fun.
Thank you so much. Funnily
you.
enough, as we sign off from this interview, guess what's coming next? It's going to be a Garden on a Roll advert.
Oh, cool. And while you guys are in the US, I didn't mention this, but we do get a lot of calls from the US. When are we coming over? So we're looking at possibly Belgium, Holland, Germany for next year, trying to find a Garden on a Roll base and plonking it there. And I think in the US, in my big vision is every state has its own plant growing Garden on a Roll base that we deliver to people in those regions. Yeah. So that's the big plan, because if it works here, why wouldn't it work anywhere? So
very true.
I 100% think it could work here.
And I thought the whole English, especially with Michael and I as a double act, you see, it's the winning combination of English charm. You see what I mean? Perfect.
They do love, don't they, Ellen? They love your accent too, don't they?
They do love.
You could read the phone. What do you call it? The phone book.
Yeah. Actually, forget about Michael and you, Ellen. What am I talking about? I didn't mean to exclude you.
Don't worry, I'm here too. But Anthony, I'm so used to being, in the shadows of Michael.
I think you're. Shut up. No, I want to learn more about you next time. We haven't got time now. I want to know more. I'm going to look you up and do some research. I should have done it. I should have done it before, I know, but I'll be your number one fan.
Just before we end this, I'll tell you a really funny story. Yesterday, I had a message on Facebook. A guy who'd said, "This is a shot in the dark, but I've got a garden. I don't know what I'm doing, and I wondered if you do garden consultations. Chat GPT recommended you to me." And I do garden consultations here. In fact, I done one up in the Blue Ridge Mountains only last week or the week before.
Did you?
And so I replied, and I was saying, yeah, sure, email me, let's discuss it. And then I was like, Chat GPT recommended.
Wow, that's interesting.
Isn't that really cool?
That's very interesting.
Wow.
The upside of AI.
Upside of AI, yeah. And the guy went, yeah, whatever marketing you're doing, it's working. I was like, I'm not doing any. That's the point.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, thank you so much, Anthony. We'll let you get on with your afternoon, and I'm sure we will chat again.
Thank you, guys. Thanks very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Transform your garden the easy way with Garden on a Roll. This is the perfect solution for beautiful ready-made borders. If you love the look of professionally designed planting but don't have the time, knowledge or patience to plan it yourself, Garden on a Roll has you covered. Garden on a Roll are supporting Series 20 of the Plant-Based Podcast. Each border by Garden on a Roll is expertly designed by award-winning garden designer Antony Henn and delivered with a simple, pre-planned, biodegradable template that you just roll out and plant in one go. No guesswork, no stress, just follow the instructions and enjoy the results. Whether you're refreshing a tired space or starting from scratch, you'll get a cohesive, seasonal design that works with the plants chosen, which will thrive together and look good all year round. Choose your style and size, and everything you need is then delivered to your door. It is planting by numbers. Visit Garden on a Roll today and bring your outdoor space to life.